understand where the recognition of the problem is and the analysis of the problem, and then how this solves the problem.
Okay, then John Kim, yes, question was about the one single state nuclear weapon free zone in Japan. So who want to answer to this question? Okay, Mr. Tao.
一国で統制下の話がそのぐらい皆さんに起きたというふうに思うんですけど、それはそれとして政府はまた整理されてた
非核三原則についてはっていう、政府のこれは作っている自分たちとしてはこれは動かさないというふうに言っているルールがあるんですが、それが政権が変わったりあるいは、状況が変わったりすることで、そのルールは今回はやめにするということがないように法制化をしてほしいということを、政府に要求をしています。しかし今のところ政府はそれは難しいというふうに答えています。ね、それと同時に今回その要望を、鳩山総理と岡田外務大臣にしに行きました。その時に、非核兵器地帯についても岡田外相に、ぜひ検討したいと、これはマニフェストにも載っているんだから検討してほしいということを言いました。その時にはやはり北朝鮮の問題がネックになって難しいという、お話でしたので、それをむしろそこで立ち止まるんではなくて、その向こうに目標があるんだ、そこに向かうという政治的な意思を明確にすることの方が先ではないかということもお伝えしました。しかしそれ以上の
So firstly, in regards to, I'd like to first mention about the 3 non-nuclear principles of Japan, which are set as fixed principles. And despite the change of government and situations, they are still remaining as fixed principles. And one thing that we have been doing is to request of the government of Japan for these to be enshrined in a legal framework, for these to be made as part of law. And although the government does say that this is somewhat difficult, we actually directly went to the Prime Minister Hatoyama and also Foreign Minister Okada to request that these 3 non-nuclear principles are enshrined in law. And we also at this time asked Foreign Minister Okada in regards to the Northeast Asian nuclear weapon-free zone, because this is actually something that is set out in the Democratic Party of Japan's manifesto that they put out before the election. And the response at that time was that, well, considering the issue of the DPRK, it is somewhat difficult and it is sort of at a neck. But however, what we would like to request there is, despite there being difficulties, it shouldn't stop there, and that shouldn't mean that there is no moves towards this, but what is important is to show the political will towards achieving this.
宣言自体については、今のところピースデポの皆さんの意見をお借りしながら 3+3 の検討をしてはどうかとしてほしいということも国にお話ししたりしていますが、実際に一国だけでどうかということについてはまだ研究したことはありません。今のところその 3+3 のを検討してほしいということを要望しています。
And in regards to the shape of the nuclear weapon-free zone, what we have been requesting and proposing until now has been based on the 3+3 model that has been set out by particularly the NGO Peace Depot, and this is what we have been considering and specifically requesting of the government also. And we haven't actually put much research or consideration into the single-state proposal that there has been. So the 3+3 is what we have been focused on until now.
Okay, thank you.
I want to
comment.
Comment on that.
Okay, then please keep time in short.
I see. I wish to make a comment on the Mr. Chan. So there's a big problem in that. What is the relationship between the 3 non-nuclear principles and nuclear deterrence? So 3 non-nuclear principles means we don't hold any nuclear and not to produce nuclear weapon and not allow the nuclear introduction. But that doesn't mean when we are attacked by the nuclear weapon as usual weapons, the chemical weapons, the biological weapon by any countries, we still need the protection from the USA with an alliance treaty, and even by the nuclear weapon. That is the situation in this in Japan security policy. That's why the very difficult, the complicated situation is now at the present. Maybe this is not the good straight answer to you, but very difficult, complicated situation in the Japanese security policy.
Well, my answer to that is that if you break away from the U.S., nuclear umbrella policy and the military alliance system, then you can become an independent, real independent state without any protection from the United States, and become a nuclear-free, weapon-free zone as a single state, I think.
Okay, thank you. Okay.
I want to add one thing.
Okay.
Yeah, I think we need some clarification on single-state nuclear weapon-free status. If non-nuclear three principles of Japan could be a law in Japan, I think it means Japan is a nuclear weapon-free zone country. But the Mongolia's, I want to explain the situation of Mongolia. It is the state. It is at the status of non-nuclear nuclear weapon-free zone status. But it is now negotiating with Russia and China to receive the assurances, security assurances on that status. So this is different things. So if Japan could be a nuclear weapon-free country as itself, Japan has to negotiate with nuclear weapon states not to attack Japan. So I think the nuclear weapon-free zone idea, Northeast Asia nuclear weapon-free zone idea, include everything from the first, from the start. So I think single-state nuclear nuclear weapon-free state lack some of the key elements of the nuclear weapon-free state.
I'm not saying that I do not support the three-party, nuclear weapon-free zone model. But what I'm saying is that we cannot wait 5-10 years to get to that, nuclear weapon-free zone that involve all these three countries. We have to take immediate steps, as much as we can, and that's why I'm saying it's not a bad idea to start for Japan itself become a nuclear weapon-free zone, and also connect with South Korea and create a bilateral nuclear weapon-free zone. We can go step by step to reach the Northeast Asia nuclear weapon-free zone.
Okay, thank you. It's already 1 o'clock, so I hope if you have more questions or comments, you can talk about it later after this workshop finishes. Okay. For the last, we will listen to the closing remarks by Kawasaki Akira from Peaceful. Yes, please.
So very quickly, as a co-sponsor of this event, I'd like to thank all the speakers and participants for this workshop. And just a quick note is that this good combination of the participants, including parliamentarians, may